Saucey fam. What's going on, everybody? Hope you guys had a great day today. Hope you're all doing well. For now, anyways. Forgive me, man. Forgive me, but I have to finish what I started. It's part 3 of... It should be titled Humans Are Demented Part 3. That's what it should be titled. Let's just, I don't know. I'm not even going to say anything else. Let's check it out. If you guys are new here, subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell. Do all that stuff. Throw a like, I guess. For me. Not for this. For me. Please. Oh, brother. Alright. 9 minutes and 32 seconds and we are done with this mess. I'm so scared to see what they saved for part 3. Oh boy. Help us.
Today we are taking a look at more messed up animals that have been created by science. From human horses to human cows. Let's talk about these experiments and more only in today's video. Starting off this countdown, we have the wholphin. Take a guess at what 2 animals were bred for this one. If you guessed
a whale and a dolphin?
a whale and a dolphin, you're correct. A wholphin is a mix between an Atlantic bottlenose dolphin and a false killer whale. The first recorded wholphin was born in 1981 in Tokyo SeaWorld, but sadly he only lived to around 6 months. Probably a prime example of why they shouldn't exist in the first place. Another wholphin was later born at a sea life park in Hawaii in 1985, but she had trouble reproducing and all her babies sadly passed away. In our 9th spot today, we have the horse.
When are we gonna get the hint? They're not surviving because it's just not meant to be. Leave them alone. Oh my god.
Human. And this one is going to ruin your day completely. In 2001, a man was caught trying to inject human sperm into a horse. He had done this to about 6 horses until he was caught by police and arrested. Thankfully, none of the horses got pregnant. But ew, imagine if they did. Woo. And our
Again, my only question, injected how?
spots we have the Iron Age pig. Now take a look at this porker. He is a chunky guy. The Iron Age pig is a cross between a domestic pig and a wild boar. Now something about that cross just does not sit right with me. Now people like breeding these pigs because they can get a lot of meat out of them or just sell them for a lot. But they are considered very hostile animals. This is due to the fact that wild boars are typically more aggressive, and that's a dominant trait that gets passed along to their offspring. Moving on to number 7, we have the infertile pink bollworm. The pink bollworms are invasive pests that lay eggs on cotton balls, and then once they hatch, the larvae eat the seeds and damage the cotton fibers. In 2005, the situation became so bad that scientists were like, okay, we gotta figure out a solution here. So they decided to create sterile pink bollworms. They did this by treating a bunch of moths with radiation. The radiation would damage their reproductive cells, but it wouldn't kill them. That way, when they encountered a normal pink bollworm and the two mated, bam, it would create an infertile pink bollworm. So for 4 years, 2 billion pink bollworm moths that were treated with radiation were released into Arizona's cotton fields. They literally would fly an airplane above the fields and just drop millions of these moths down onto the crops. And it worked. It helped with the bollworm problem. But imagine if their plan didn't work. That could have gone really bad and damaged entire cotton fields. Coming in at number 6, we have the sheep.
See, listen, I'm still not a fan, I'm still not an advocate, but I can at least stomach insect crossbreeding. Can we leave the animals, the bigger animals alone? The bunny rabbits, the pigs, the horses, the sheep. I mean, stick to worms. I can deal with that, okay?
Sheep with human livers. In 2007, scientists at the University of Nevada, Reno managed to grow human livers inside of a sheep. They did this by injecting human stem cells from bone marrow into sheep fetuses. Now they chose sheep as their test subjects because their circulatory system is very similar to ours. In the end, they managed to create livers made with 20% human cells. They are hopeful that one day this can be used to help grow human organs for those in need of a transplant inside these animals. But anything done with animals is highly controversial.
Yeah, yep, absolutely. Rightfully so. Why? Why are we growing dog organs in humans to save dogs? No? How come? Why do we grow our organs in them? They don't want that. Obviously. I had a comment on this part 2 of this saying something like, her dialogue was created to make it sound awful, and a lot of these have done great things. Done great things by whose standard? Done great things by what metric? What morals? I'm sorry, but there is no wording for her to use that makes this any less wrong, any less disgusting. We are literally torturing creatures and calling it science. Sorry, but it's not all right. It's not all right. I don't know why it's all right because we say so, but it shouldn't be a thing, man. The dog one from, I think it was part 1, pretty sure. I mean, that just cut right through. Or maybe it was part 2. I don't know. Regardless, it doesn't matter. It was just devastating because that is very real. I don't care where you live. That is happening not far from you. People trying to make a new breed and hit the jackpot, if you will. Do you realize how many breeds have such short lifespans because of major health complications? Because they're just not meant to be bred with the genetics that they were bred with? I hate it, man. I absolutely hate it. I hate it. I don't consider myself a tree hugger or anything like that, but I am definitely anti-cruelty and torture, which is what 90% of this is. I don't care what they're doing for humans. We are just a creature just like they are. Because we're smarter, we get to grow our organs in them. And then what? Harvest them, right? Obviously. I just don't get it, man. I don't care if it's a mouse, and I don't care if it's a horse. Everything in between. It's just wrong. It's flat out wrong. Say whatever you want in the comments. So another comment said, you just lost a subscriber for spreading this anti-science foolishness or whatever it is. Oh, okay, well, bye. Have a nice day. I'm going to say how I feel about it. No matter what we react to, I'm always going to stay me, and I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel about it. And I don't care what you call it. I don't care if you call it a book report. I don't care if you call it science. It is wrong. It is wrong by the morals of life. It is wrong.
Especially when it has to do with injecting them with human DNA and stuff. We are now at our 5th and halfway mark with the cows. I swear, no animal is safe out there, okay? Not even cows. In 2008, British researchers were given the okay to conduct some human-animal experiments. As part of the experiment, they decided to manipulate cow eggs. So they took the nucleus of the cow egg, which has the source of the most DNA, and they replaced it with the nucleus of a human cell to create a growing embryo. They then watched the egg develop and multiply. Scientists could then extract the stem cells from this. They hope that one day they can use the stem cells in disease treatments. Moving on to number 4, we have the Jeep. And I'm not talking about the car Jeep.
And I can already hear somebody saying, well, so you don't eat animals, right? It's the same thing. You don't eat animals, right? It's absolutely not the same thing. That is nature. The food chain is nature, okay? Messing with genetics and breeding and just torturing creatures for our benefit is not nature. It's not nature. I don't know what your beliefs are, and I don't care. That is not my business, and it never will be. But a majority of people in the world say, or maybe not even vocalize, but feel some level of appreciation for an animal that lost their lives to give us life. That's nature. This is not. They are very severely different things. So don't even go there. If you commented that, go ahead and hit that unsubscribe button, because we're just not the same.
We're talking GEEP, okay? A mixture between a goat and a sheep. Now, these animals are adorably cute, but sadly, breeding the two can be a very risky game. Very few babies are actually carried to term, and even few manage to survive birth. Those that do often have a bunch of genetic abnormalities, but people still cross them together, which is just sad, because you're breeding animals destined for failure, and for what reason? Moving on.
Thank you.
At number 3, we have the Jaguar Lion. Can you guys guess what this animal is a mix between? It's kind of obvious. It's a mix between a jaguar and a lion. But these animals are actually naturally born, which is wild. Like, I just can't imagine a jaguar and a lion getting it on. So it first started when a lion and a jaguar
That is one crazy looking animal right there. Oh my god. It's funny she said naturally born. I almost paused before she said that and said, that's something I could actually see taking place in the wild, you know?
existed in the same zoo together. They were raised together and, well, one thing led to another, bada bing bada boom, Mama Lion became preggo. I shared this love story in another video, but it's so cute but also sad, but I just want to share it again. So there once was a jaguar named Diablo and a lion named Lola. The two were raised side by side and they were inseparable. When Lola got mature though, they kept Diablo away from her so that they wouldn't mate. But whenever they were apart, both animals got depressed. It got so bad to the point where Lola wouldn't even eat. So they brought them back together and they were happy and eating and thriving again. You can't keep true love apart. And obviously one thing did lead to another and they did end up mating and they had two Jaglian babies together. And they all lived happily ever after. Coming in at number 2, we have the...
Okay, well, not a fan, obviously, because zoos also shouldn't exist, right? Unless there's zoos out there with humans in cages where you can just go observe different genders and races. But that's not, what do you mean that's not the same thing? Why? Why? Because we have thumbs? Oh my god, yeah. As you can tell, I'm a fan of animals and not a fan of humans thinking that we own them for some reason. I'm not sure where you've read that or learned that, but it's not true. That is not nature. Sorry.
Goat human. I can't with this one. Okay? I just can't. But this image right here is said to be a picture of a human goat baby. Story goes that in 2016 in Alabama, of all places, a goat gave birth to an odd-looking baby. In fact, its kid looked very human-like.
I know I've been awfully serious in this video, but I'm still Saucy Dad. I'm still me. Alabama. Why did she should have just made up a different state. You can't. Alabama? It's just like saying Maine. She might as well have said a goat in Maine had a human goat baby. We would all know why that happened. Farmer Bill never found anybody. Oh boy.
So it's said that this goat was actually the product of a human getting it on with the goat.
Sometimes, like when me and Saucy Mom are arguing, I don't mind being right. I enjoy it, oftentimes. I'm not a fan of being right in this case. Oh boy.
Goat. I know, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. I threw up in my mouth a little when I read that, but again, this is just a rumor. And in our number 1 spot today, we have the
Alabama. A rumor? Alabama, Maine. No, it's not a... Yeah. What? That looks like a bulldog, tiger, lion, Harry Potter creature. Oh, let these people see justice at some point. That's all I have to say.
Hybrid lions. Now, this is actually a very sad example of crossbreeding gone wrong. In 2006, nearly 24 crossbred lions in northern India were dying after they developed a mysterious disease. The disease was a result of inbreeding and a weakened gene pool. Basically, they didn't know this, but they kept breeding lions that all had this weakened gene, and nearly 80 lions were affected by this. The lions being born had weak hind legs and had difficulty walking, and they couldn't run at all. They also had failing immune systems and they weren't living too long. But the worst part was that they let these animals suffer. There's a wildlife law in India which prohibits the killing of animals. So basically, they had to just wait for these lions to die a slow, painful death.
It prohibits the killing of animals, huh? Wow. You don't have one that prohibits doing this in the first place? I feel like if what you're dealing with is caused by human hands, that should probably be an exception to the law, you know? If they're all being born with, at a certain point, you know before it's even born that its quality of life is going to be negative and it's going to suffer for as long as it lives. I think we should revisit the law at that point for those specific animals and only those animals. Like, all right, we're almost done.
On their own. It's a very tragic case of breeding gone wrong. Alright guys, that's all for today's video. Let me know in the comments below which one of these mixes you found the creepiest. Okay? Stop getting it on with animals. It's disgusting. Now, speaking of comments, let's move on to our comment shout out portion. I'll be shouting out comments from the video.
Which one was the most creepy? See, I didn't find anything about that list creepy. Not in the slightest. Sad, infuriating, disgusting, immoral. Sure, the list goes on. Creepy? No. Not creepy. Not creepy, just sad. Just sad, discouraging, depressing, disheartening, like you name it. Pretty much anything but creepy or scary. Just sad. Just sad. Well, guys, as you can tell, I am very happy to be done with that little series of videos. We will most definitely not be revisiting anything like that. They have another 3 parts that they titled differently. This one was Dark Crossbreeding Experiments Scientists Don't Want You to Know About, parts 1, 2, and 3. The other one is Crossbreeding Experiments Gone Wrong, parts 1, 2, and 3. We won't be doing those. If you want to see those, they're on their channel. Have a blast. I won't see you there because I'm done. I'm done. I know all I need to know about what humans are doing, and, well, yeah, I'm not going to be taking part in spreading that around anymore. So, you guys have a great rest of your night. Just, if anything, take this as a learning experience, or just perspective, or maybe it'll enlighten you a little bit to support certain causes or not support certain things. I don't know, but yeah, I'm glad it's over. Let's just say that. Unfortunately, though, it's not over for any of those animals, and it won't be probably for as long as humans are on Earth, because, you know, we're just better than them, and, well, we have thumbs, so we obviously can grow a pancreas in a sheep to someday put in some guy. Yeah. You guys take care of yourselves and each other. Stay safe out there. Peace out, Saucey fam.